Today, on Be Something Wonderful, here's the answer to your thoughts and feelings of doubt and fear. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I heard from one of you who said, Tom, my question is with when I start doubting it and when fear sets in, fear that things aren't going to happen the way I want them to. What do I do with that? How do I overcome doubt and fear to persist in my wish fulfilled? Well, guys, we're going to unpack this today and more. So here's where I want to start. And this is big. Don't try to overcome your doubt and fear. You don't have to. Hear this. So think of it this way. Think of the drama and trauma of life. This life experience, this 3D experience is like a movie. We use this movie analogy, right? So when you go to see a movie, you're feeling good. It's a really good movie. You know it's a good movie, right? You know it, and you know this movie's gonna scare you. It's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna make you cry. You're gonna feel a range of emotions when you go into this movie, but you're feeling fulfilled before the movie because you know it's a great movie, and then during the movie, as you're going to have some doubt come up, you're going to fear some things, you might even laugh, you might cry, whatever it is, you're still feeling fulfilled. Why? Because you know it's only a movie, and you know at the end of the movie you continue in your fulfillment. And then at the end of the movie, you're satisfied. It was such a great movie, and you're still fulfilled. Do you see it? It's not about overcoming it so you can persist in your wish fulfilled. It's being fulfilled anyway. It's not facing your fear or battling with it or anything like that. It's observing it. It's recognizing it. Recognizing it as part of it, as its right to exist, as part of the show, as part of the 3D experience, but not identifying with it as who you are. Just like when you're in a movie, you identify with it enough to enjoy it, but you know it's not real in the end, so you can continue to be fulfilled at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end. Do you hear this? This is big. This releases you from all of that nonsense of dealing with doubt and fear. Let's unpack this a little bit more. So I think you said, what about, some of you wrote in the channel, do I have to face my fear? It's not about trying to face your fear and overcome doubt. Because trying to face your fear and overcome doubt is a negative and disempowering experience. That's resistance, right? Trying to resist the doubt, trying to resist the fear, it ruins the movie, right? Remember, if you try not to cry or fear the feel, and throughout the movie you're going, it's just a movie, it's just a movie, it ruins the whole movie. The whole enjoyment, the whole fulfillment comes from identifying it for what it is and still feeling it, still having it, knowing you're fulfilled anyway. That's powerful. That's a disempowering experience. That's resistance. It creates the fear and doubt that you're trying to overcome. It keeps it in place. It creates that reality, right? This traps you in a process of trying to overcome perceived limitations. Do you hear this? You get trapped in the process. Right? Instead, acknowledge the fear and doubt. Observe it. Bring it to conscious awareness. That's a positive and empowering experience. Do you see the difference? Rather than trying to overcome it, trying to face it, trying to deal with it, do something with it. That's disempowering. That's a negative experience. That's resistance. When you acknowledge it, when you observe it, when you know it's part of it and you bring it to conscious awareness, it's a positive experience. It's an empowering experience. Now you can let the fear and doubt go. Do you hear this? And just rest in that fulfillment. Right? The movie was great. You enjoyed it. It scared the dickens out of you. But you enjoyed the movie. Now you can just let it go, right? And go back to fulfillment. Identify with your desired end, and all the other noise fades in the background. What's the key? How do you do it? It's identifying with your wish fulfilled. It's always the answer. Identifying with your desired result, right? Resting in that desired result, knowing you're already in it. right? And it's yours. This is big. Let's unpack this a little bit more. Fear and doubt are just thoughts about reality. They're not reality, right? They're just thoughts about it. We confuse it and we identify with it and think it's who we are and it's reality, right? You only ever feel what you're thinking. These thoughts that feel negative are based on your assumption or your assumptions, and they're made up, right? Your assumptions that you're not going to get what you want, or you're not going to get or you're going to get what you don't want. Do you hear that? That's all fear is. That's all doubt is. It's the fear and doubt that you're not going to get what you want, or you're going to get something you don't want, right? An undesired outcome or a reality. In other words, resistance to a perceived negative outcome. That's what fear is. It's just resistance to what you think will be a negative outcome, or you won't get what you want. That's powerful. Right? Fear and doubt equal resistance. Resistance doesn't exist unless you create it. It's a manifestation of your limiting thoughts. That's all it is. And it goes away when you just observe it and let it be. Right? That's powerful. Let's unpack this a little bit more. Feelings, remember, feelings tell you what you're thinking and assuming about the world and about yourself. It's your relationship to all of it. Feelings are your emotional guidance system, right? Working perfectly, right? That's your higher self. That's your soul. That's your inner being saying to you that you're thinking or assuming something that's not true of who you are or the world, right? That's the biggest thing. That's the language of your soul telling you you're off. You're not aligned with who you really are. Right? And sometimes those feelings or those intuitions are telling us other things, that maybe there's something around you that's not serving your higher purpose, right? But all of it is communication. It's your part of your emotional guidance system telling you. It's a beautiful part of your emotional guidance system. Embrace it. A negative emotion is indicating you feel separate from your wish fulfilled or what you want. That's all it is. That's all fear and doubt is. You feel separate from what you really want, from what you desire. And you feel there's a chance, a possibility of non-fulfillment. When that's just made up, there is no possibility of non-fulfillment. It's already within you. It is fulfilled, right? Just like the movie. There's no possibility that you go to non-fulfillment because it's only a movie. Right? Thinking, assuming something about yourself in the world that's not true of who you really are. That's negative emotion. That feels separate. That's what separation feels like, right? Positive feelings and emotions indicate you're connected with what you want or what you love, and you're one with that love of who you really are. Do you hear this? That's really what wish fulfilled is. It's being connected with what you love, what you really want, your heart's desire. Right? It's the connection with who you really are. That's why it feels so good, because it's closer to that love of who you really are. Right? Stop identifying with your thoughts and feelings as your thoughts and feelings. You're identifying with the thoughts and feelings as those thoughts and feelings. You are not them. You're enjoying them like you enjoyed them in a movie. Right? Identify with your imagined end, your wish fulfilled, and what you love. Right? Even as you're sitting in a movie, you're still identifying with your fulfilled ending, your fulfilled life. You know it's all going to be good. You know it's just a movie, right? You know non-fulfillment is a non-possibility. That's the analogy of living in your wish fulfilled as doubts and fears come up, right? What you love is closer to your true nature, your inner being or your higher self. That's why it feels so darn good, right? And when you embody it, and when you embody it, right? That's why it feels so good. And it feels so bad when you don't, right? Assume and believe something different. That's the fear and doubt, right? So when you're closer to that love, it feels really good. But when you're not, it feels bad. And that's why that means you're believing in something that's not true of who you really are. Or there's circumstances or people around you that are not serving your higher purpose. Either way, your inner being is telling you, is giving you those signals, right? Giving you that, communicating with you, right? Become one with your wish fulfilled, your desired reality. That's always the answer, right? When you're watching a movie, you're one with who you really are. You're not getting confused, but you're still feeling the doubt and the fear or the joy or the whatever the emotions the movie is generating in you. You're really feeling it, But you know in the end who you really are, that you're living in your wish fulfilled. It doesn't matter, right? Then let go of your attachment to the outcome. Become one with your desired reality, and then let go of the attachment, right? You can let it go now. Right? You don't need to hold on to it. You know you're fulfilled. You know it's yours, right? Allow all possibilities to exist. Allow the thoughts of doubt, fear, and perceived failure to exist, right? Sometimes we think we're going to fail. We're not going to get what we want, or we're going to get what we don't want. Allow that all to exist as one quantum possibility in an infinite sea of possibilities, right? An infinite quantum field of possibilities, right? The love for your desired end now becomes greater than your fear and doubt of not getting your desire. Hear this. As long as your love for what you really want, your love for your wish fulfilled, as long as that's greater than the fear and doubt of not getting it, of not feeling fulfilled, then you're there. It's just because we let the doubt and fear become greater than our own heart's desire, our own wish fulfilled. Right? That's big. And it must now manifest when it is greater, even 51% greater than, right? Even if your wish fulfilled, you're in wish fulfilled 51%, it feels 51, you're there. Now it must manifest in 3D reality. Now you're allowing yourself to see it, perceive it, and receive it. Wow, that's big. Let's unpack this a little bit more. It's not the fear, doubt, and limitation or any negative emotion that's, quote, the problem. It's your resistance to it. It's you trying to control it, trying to overcome it, trying to get rid of it, trying to deal with it, thinking that it affects you being in a state of wish fulfilled, being in a state of having all you want, right? When you resist manifested or potential perceived negative outcomes, unwanted, it pulls you further away from your wish fulfilled and your real nature. Do you hear this? When you resist either manifested or potential perceived negative outcomes, unwanted, it pulls you away from who you really are. It pulls you away from your wish fulfilled, your natural nature, right? Your connection to that present moment of who you really are. That's where the magic is. That's where that higher power moves you. It cuts you off from your natural flow and your natural brilliance, right? Within. All of that is within. It cuts you off from your natural flow and your natural brilliance within, or your higher power, that God power within you. Instead, allow the worst case scenario to exist. It doesn't mean you choose it. Allow it to exist. Acknowledge you're feeling the fear of that or the doubt of that. Observe it. Let it be. Get it out there. Don't resist it. Don't reject it. Wow, that's powerful. Acknowledge the quantum possibility and then choose your end result. Imagine your wish fulfilled again. Now you're fearless. Now you're free. Nothing can stop you. Do you hear this? So when you observe, when you observe and acknowledge your thoughts and feelings of doubt and fear, and allow the worst case scenario to exist as a quantum possibility, you're no longer giving your power away to either manifested or potential unwanted outcomes and conditions. When you fear them and doubt them, and you allow and you don't want to allow the worst case scenario to be a possibility, you're giving that reality. You're giving it a possibility. You're giving your power away to the 3D world. You're giving the power away to these either manifested or potential unwanted outcomes and conditions, right? And here's this, guys, this is big. You bend linear time and make the future now and the elsewhere here by focusing on the desired end versus the process or possibility of failure. Do you hear this? You get your head down on thinking, oh my gosh, what if I don't do it right? What if it doesn't come out right? What if I fail? What if I get that? And instead, just bend time by making the future now and the elsewhere here, as Neville Goddard teaches, right? Focusing on your desired end. Here now, non-fulfillment is impossible. Non-fulfillment is an impossibility when you're in that end. Wow. Just like when you're in a movie. Right? Because you know the movie's not real. This is big. So it's not about getting your desire or becoming what you want. That's not what the game of life is about. That implies a process or a future result. Right? You are all that now. Remember, you are a fully expanded, a fully evolved being, experiencing a part of your evolution in every moment. And you get to choose what part of the evolution that's already fully evolved within you to experience, right? It's about imagining you already having it and already are it. That's what the game of life is about. It's not the outcome. It's being in that imaginal moment every time. In each moment, imagining what you want next and knowing that you already have it. And then experiencing it in 3D reality. Right? That's what we're talking about. It's not about getting the end result. It's about imagining your desired end. That's what we're talking about. Once you stop trying to deal and cope with your doubts and fears and disbelief, and just acknowledge that you have some doubt, you have some fear, you have some disbelief. Just acknowledge it. Allow it to exist. The paradox is when you do that, you get all your power back. You got source energy, the energy that creates worlds flowing through you. That's the paradox. And when you do, it loses its power and you immediately move to your state of wish fulfilled. Now you've got source energy flowing through you, to you and through you. That's big. So the game of life is not about wanted or unwanted outcomes, but rather imagining and identifying your wish, identifying your highest ideal, with your highest ideal. That's funny. With your highest ideal and wish fulfilled in every moment. That's what the game's about, right? It's always identifying with that highest ideal, your wish fulfilled in every moment. It's not about the unwanted or wanted outcomes or any of that. Those are going to be there. Those are going to come. It's just identifying in your imagination what you want and moving to it. Trusting your focus on your wish. Trusting in your focus in your wish fulfilled is trusting in your higher power. Trusting in your focus on wish fulfilled or your attention on wish fulfilled is trusting in your higher power. You're trusting in yourself. As you move your attention and focus to your wish fulfilled, now you're trusting in that higher you to bring it all to you, right? Acknowledge the doubt, fear, and limitations and be greater than them. Now you're greater than your fears and doubts. They're there, but you're greater than it. Do you hear this? You're not trying to squash them, ignore them, pound them into the ground, whatever it is. You're not even trying to face them or overcome them, right? Then focus your attention on your wish fulfilled and your life just becomes magical. It just becomes like a playground. I'm not kidding you. That's the answer to thoughts and feelings of doubt and fear. I am your host, Tom Caron, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. There's also a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors on Facebook. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Caron. And you can visit our website at tomcaron.com or besomethingwonderful.com. With great love, with great light, see you soon. This is Tom.